about to enter another dimension, the dimension of truth, unfiltered and uncensored. Welcome to the Raw Feed with Gary Franchi.
Welcome to the Raw Feed. I'm Gary Franchi, coming to you live from the heart of America. Unfiltered truth to millions on YouTube. Hit those donation links below. Every contribution powers our gear. Every contribution keeps the party going. Help me help you. Hit those donation links. YouTube channel memberships. Special acknowledgement in the fellowship. Your super chats keep me standing. Your Rumble rants fuel every round.
Say hello to super chats.
Spread the intel. Every repost extends our reach.
Super chats fuel this spectacle. Your Rumble rants give me strength.
24/7 members-only community, behind-the-scenes discussions.
Connect with fellow patriots.
Share this via text message. Send it to your friends. Text bypasses everything. Just do it. The app is real. Download the Next News Network app. Android users, take the Google Play path. iPhone users, App Store awaits. Breaking news in real time.
Welcome, America. I'm Gary Franchi. This is the Raw Feed, where we cut through the propaganda and deliver the unfiltered truth that makes the establishment squirm. Welcome to this special Sunday broadcast. Yeah, you heard that right. We're here on a Sunday because George Soros and his radical foot soldiers just orchestrated the biggest AstroTurf meltdown in American history, and President Trump just put them on blast in the most brilliant way possible. The left stages their theatrical tantrums. Real patriots don't take weekends off. On this day in history, October 19th, 1781, British General Cornwallis surrendered at Yorktown, ending the Revolutionary War and securing American independence from a tyrannical king. Fast forward 244 years later, and we've got leftists marching through the streets chanting "No Kings," all because Soros cut the checks and told them to dance. The irony, right? While they're screaming about Trump being a dictator, he's posting memes of himself wearing a crown, trolling them into oblivion and exposing who the real tyrants are. The Democrats who rule by executive decree, who silence dissent, who demand total submission to their ideology, they're the ones acting like monarchs. And Trump just called their bluff with a few perfectly timed memes that sent the Soros network into complete meltdown mode. Today's emergency broadcast is explosive. We're taking you inside the collapse of these manufactured No Kings protests, where Bill Nye got humiliated, federal agents deployed tear gas in Portland, and the crowds were so confused that organizers had to hand out instruction sheets because nobody knew why they were there. That's what happens when you pay people to protest. They need a script. The revolution flopped harder than CNN's ratings. We're also tracking day 19 of what President Trump correctly calls the Schumer Shutdown, while Democrats hold America hostage, demanding $1.5 trillion for illegal aliens. Vice President JD Vance stormed the beaches at Camp Pendleton, promising our Marines they will get paid. One side riots in the streets with Soros money, and the other stands with our warriors. Then we've got Megyn Kelly going absolutely nuclear on AOC after the bartender-turned-congresswoman hurled vicious defamatory accusations at Trump. Kelly didn't just respond, she declared war. She said, if she runs for president, I'll run too. The media establishment's shaking because they know Kelly means business. We're going to show you how the Trump counter-revolution is shaping America while Soros burns through millions trying to stop it. Victor Davis Hanson nailed it. It's not just politics anymore, it's a historical realignment. Democrats are literally eating themselves alive while patriots reclaim our republic from the Marxist mob. And in the Middle East, President Trump's peace through strength doctrine just delivered another masterclass. Hamas violated the ceasefire with RPG attacks and got annihilated within hours. Israeli strikes took out their commanders while Bill Maher asked where all the pro-Hamas protesters went. Funny how they disappear when their terrorist heroes start shooting everybody. What makes the Raw Feed different is we don't just report the news, we bring you into the conversation. Your reactions, your outrage, your celebrations, they matter. That's right, we're streaming live to millions on YouTube, plus our patriots on Rumble, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and of course on X. So if you're watching on any one of those platforms, follow us on them. The censors can't stop the signal when we are everywhere. Remember to share the show via text to your family and friends. Bypass big text algorithm completely. And if you're watching on X, make sure you just hit that share button. Also, you can support independent journalism because we are going to read your super chats and Rumble rants between segments and drop them now before the show begins. The whole world will see them. You can also hit the donation links in the description to help us fight the information war. The revolution may not be televised, but is definitely being streamed, even on Sundays when Soros forces our hand. So let's dive into today's chaos and welcome you to the show. We got Island Knights here, Dr. Insomnia, Mike Brady, Mrs. Pothead Kenny, Karen Finley, Alfredo Al-Arafat from the great red state of Florida. We got Lady Bugnugs reposting the stream. Thank you over there on X. We got Jerry Z's over there on Rumble. What's up? Good to see you. Good to see Rumble reporting for duty. We got Bobby and Pothead Kenny on YouTube. We got Lords Ramos. Michelle Fiacco in St. Charles. What's up, St. Charles, Illinois? Stephanie Dickel in the house. Tracy Hicks, Edge of Eternity, Michael Jones, Bill's Rules, Joseph Rodriguez, Sharon Tyler, Truthy Ruthie, Annihilator X, Cindy in Buffalo, and Patty in Arkansas. Great to see everybody tuning in for this Sunday edition of the Next News Network's Raw Feed. So let's jump into the stories that we've got collected for you today and begin this program. They called it a revolution. What we got was a circus. All across America yesterday, the left's No Kings protests erupted in violence, confusion, and spectacular failure. But here's the twist that no one saw coming. While they screamed out Trump being a dictator, he was posting memes of himself as a medieval monarch, and the internet absolutely exploded. Federal agents deploying tear gas, protesters attacking conservatives. Bill Nye got owned on camera, and the crowds were so clueless, organizers had to hand out instruction sheets explaining why they were even there. This wasn't grassroots, it was AstroTurf on fire. what really happened when 7 million supposedly took the streets? We're going to show you. Now, the revolution they promise turned into the riot we predicted. Well, leftists torched their own credibility. I've discovered something that actually works. C60 Evo, this Nobel Prize-winning molecule made lab animals live 90% longer, and now I know why. My brain fog vanished, joint pain I've had for years gone. My wife's skin looks 10 years younger. This isn't another supplement scam. It's 172 times more powerful than vitamin C. The scientist behind it, Chris Burres, he has been perfecting this in his Houston lab since 1991. So visit c60evo.com/NNN and use code NNN for exclusive savings. Transform your health while we expose their lies. Now, yesterday, Tom McCullough was on the scene. He was in Wheaton, Illinois, and he filed this report. Let's check in with Tom.
Hey guys, Tom McCullough, White House correspondent for the Next News Network, reporting live from a No Kings rally in, Wheaton, Illinois. Lots of people. I'm going to do some videos and scan around, and I'll be cutting in here in a second. Cleaned up dinner, and then I turned around and said, why are you guys protesting today?
Why? Because we've had enough of that tyrant.
Awesome. Let me get this. There you go. Keep going.
Thank you.
Yeah. Want to get your sign? Why are we out protesting today?
Democracy.
Hi.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Yay.
Love the hat. Thank you. All right, guys, as you can see, about 120 or so protesters out here in Wheaton, Illinois, protesting what Chuck Schumer has been putting together, saying that Trump is a dictator, Trump is a king. And I don't know why they're following the talking points of somebody that's been in, the Senate for 44 years, and he's been undermining our republic ever since. And across the country, similar people are going out having no idea what they're protesting outside of being told to go out and do it. It's a disgrace. And, Trump was only enforcing laws that have been on the books since our nation was founded. It's pretty sad. God bless. Hey, guys. Tom
McCullough on the scene. But I know you guys are really here for the memes. President Trump dropping some spicy memes today. But we just got this just in. Another possible assassination attempt on President Trump. The U.S. Secret Service uncovered a suspicious hunting stand with a direct line of sight to where President Donald Trump exits Air Force One at the Palm Beach International Airport, officials told Fox News Digital. Agents found the stand on Thursday. The FBI is now leading an investigation into the discovery. FBI Director Kash Patel said the hunting stand has not yet been connected to any individual. Prior to the president's return to West Palm Beach, USSS discovered what appeared to be an elevated hunting stand with in-sight line of the Air Force One landing zone. That's what he told Fox News, the FBI director. No individuals were located at the scene. The FBI has since taken the investigatory lead, flying in resources to collect all evidence from the scene and deploying our cell phone analytics capabilities. So they're going to be tracking whoever has been using that and probably lining it up with the president's schedule to see if this was indeed an assassination attempt or somebody planning one. So you can see a picture of the stand right there. Within sight line, a hunting stand found near Trump's landing zone. That is absolutely terrifying. But what's also terrifying the left right now are pictures like this. President Trump as the king has returned. Oh yes, they just cannot stand these images. President Trump, though, probably dropping the biggest thermonuclear meme I've ever seen. Look at this. This is President Trump. This was actually posted on Rapid Response 47. And you can see President Trump in a jet fighter wearing a crown. On the side, it says King Trump. And Rapid Response 47 posted this from Donald Trump's Truth Social. Absolutely amazing. The fighter takes off, Trump in his crown, looking for targets. What does he find? Oh, he's dropping poop all over. Oh, Harry Sisson and all the leftist agitators in New York City. Oh, so President Trump not holding back with the poop memes. I mean, sometimes I'm like, you know, maybe this one's just too spicy, but no, President Trump doesn't give a well, he's giving some to these guys, dropping poop memes. Here's another one President Trump posted. This President Trump putting a crown on his hat, on his head. And then I think he puts the robe on, pulls out his ceremonial sword, and he all of the Democrats, remember when they all took a knee for George Floyd in the like Capitol Rotunda? Oh, that came back to bite them. President Trump is the king that they're all kneeling before now. Dude, that is absolutely epic. President Trump actually posting that. All the Democrats kneeling before them. Another post. No kings. Your party skipped the primary, crowned Kamala without a single vote, and tried to erase Trump from the ballot when your legal warfare crashed and burned. That's not democracy. That's authoritarianism with a blue sticker. President Trump posting that. Then he posted this one, Happy King Trump Day from the Dilly meme team. I'm not sure if he actually posted this. Maybe he did. I don't know.
They go on television and say, oh, Trump is a king. He's a king. I don't feel like a king. A king would have it easy. But they say, he's a king. He's a king. No, we're not a king at all. We just know how to get it done. And a lot of people are saying, maybe we're like a king. You know, if that's the case, I'd rather have a king.
Oh, the Dilly meme team on fire. Speaking of on fire, we got this from Laura Loomer. The moment Bernie Sanders showed up as a man of the people, had a private driver escort him in and out of the No Kings rally in D.C., so he didn't have to answer questions or talk to everyday people. He is the elitist king he rages against.
Look at Bernie, too afraid to answer questions. Has to drive out of the protest. What a coward.
Bernie Sanders getting the royal treatment yesterday. And then we have this, Senator Adam Schiff with Bill Nye, the so-called science guy at the No Kings protest in D.C.
And we are not going. So it's Adam Schiff here on the Mall for No Kings Day. We are gathering by the millions around the country to say we are a democracy and we are going to remain a democracy. We threw out a king 250 years ago and we are not going back. Really proud to be here with Bill Nye. And Bill, thanks for coming out.
Thank you, Senator. I remember when the Vietnam War protest took place right here, and it was just elbow to elbow. Millions of people protesting.
Definitely not elbow to elbow today, right? Oh, yeah. Another failure by the left. See, they're going to inflate the numbers too. But here's Bill Nye. Here's more. Timcast News. They must stop the abuses of this petulant president and his circle of sycophants. Cosplaying scientist Bill Nye showed up to the No Kings protest to whine about the Trump administration silencing dissent.
This president, we are here to tell our lawmakers that what's going on in our government is wrong. They must stop the abuses of this petulant president and his circle of sycophants. No thrones, no crowns, no kings. This president and his associates cannot tolerate dissent. To them, our free speech is frightening. They are arresting people and denying due process in courts. They tried to silence television hosts.
Okay, that's a lie. Jimmy Kimmel was not silenced by President Trump or his administration. He was silenced by ABC. All right, so let's get that straight. And as far as silencing dissent, Does anyone remember what they did in the last 4 years? Assaulting every single conservative commentator online. If you even question the narrative, you get shadow banned, fact checked, deleted, terminated, canceled. And it all came out. The last administration was literally, they took the FBI and sicked them on all the social media networks, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and said, make sure these voices are either deleted or terminated or shadow banned. I mean, all the internal communications are now out in the open. So whatever Bill Nye is trying to put out here is just total BS. Now, I want to get to what else we've got here. This is President Trump. Happy King Trump Day, Democrats. And we have happy, this, I don't know, he they got coal rolled. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, damn. I was waiting for it. I'm like, wait a minute. What's this about? Oh my goodness, the coal roll on these leftist paid agitators is absolutely priceless. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, you gotta love it. Okay. Charles Down. Of course, we confronted Bill Nye before his No King speech in D.C. He didn't like our new nickname for him, Bill Nye the Political Science Guy. Oh, this is good. More from Laura Loomer.
Political science guy. Would calling you Bill Nye the Political Science Guy be a better nickname since you're speaking at this political No Kings protest?
Oh, that's priceless.
I think the word you're looking for, the phrase you're looking for is no comment. I don't know why you made that up.
I mean, you call yourself Bill Nye the Science Guy and you're at a political event, so I think you should be called Bill Nye the Political Science Guy.
That's what you think.
Do you like that nickname?
So,
and you donated to Kamala, right? So not very authentic, Mr. Nye.
Oh, Bill Nye.
Kind of disappointed. I watched you growing up. You're kind of a letdown.
I watched you growing up. You're kind of a letdown. Let's see. I know we got some more good, fun stuff here. Man, where do we even begin? All these lefties. In America, we have no kings. Dana Nessel.
While you still can. So, since the time that Donald Trump has been sworn back into office on January 20th, we've been a little bit busy at the Michigan Department of Attorney General, and I swore that each and every time that Donald Trump broke the law, violated the Constitution, and that it created an injury, it hurt the state of Michigan or the people of the state of Michigan, I would sue. And I have. And now we have 34 lawsuits against the federal government. But what we have to do is this. What we have to remember is that these actions, these lawless.
Uh-oh. We are buffering. That's okay. We'll back out. She wasn't worth anything anyway. We do have something, though. Here is Governor Jellybelly getting his steps in. Governor Pritzker brought some of the only black people who were at the No Kings protest in Chicago on Saturday. Paul Zapula writes, Chicago's about 29% black. The protest was about 1% black. The Democrat Party, Pritzker, and Mayor Johnson are all hated by the black community.
Trump has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Trump has got.
I'm looking for the clip here from Chicago. There's a clip of Mayor Brandon Johnson of how, oh, dude, the stuff he's saying. We'll find it, but No Kings protesters in Seattle miming the killing of ICE agents. Here's more from Chicago. A large woman who at the No Kings protest on Saturday mocked the assassination of Charlie Kirk. She's a teacher at Chicago schools. What parent would want their child being taught by such a truly hateful person? Oh, I can't do this music. Anyway, there she is. She's a teacher in Chicago public schools. Nathaniel Hughes wearing a shirt that says "For Charlie" with no kings. He was a racist and a misogynist. I think this is the video.
With a shirt that says "For Charlie."
Because I advocate for free speech, and I absolutely love
free speech. Wear a shirt that says "Free speech." Wear a shirt that says "Promote free debate." Free press.
You get triggered because it has Charlie on there, right?
Because he was a racist. Because he was a misogynist, and that means that you are too. Because you support him. Get out! Get out of here!
He hated people. Yeah, just
he hated anyone that wasn't white, that wasn't male, that wasn't straight. With a shirt that says "For Charlie."
Because I advocate for free speech, and I absolutely love
free speech.
Yeah, she's not going to have a job pretty soon. Raging Democrats make extraordinary Civil War claims during their No Kings speeches. Chicago mayor accusing President Donald Trump of wanting a Civil War rematch during a No Kings protest. Johnson igniting the crowd, telling liberals to be ready to defend this democracy, be ready to fight fascism. Oh boy. Here it is. Let's see here. This is the speech.
Well, are you all ready to defend this democracy? Are you ready to fight fascism? Are you prepared to destroy authoritarianism once and for all? Well, let the world hear you. No kings! No kings! Now listen, there are those in this country that have decided, after the behest of this president, to declare war on Chicago and American cities across this country. They have clearly decided that they want a rematch of the Civil War.
Unbelievable.
But we are here to stand firm, to stand committed, that we will not bend, we will not bow, we will not cower, we will not submit.
Oh, really? Oh, here's Bernie.
No, President Trump, we don't want you or any other king to rule us. We will not move toward authoritarianism in America. We, the people, will rule. This is about a handful of the wealthiest people on earth who...
I love how he rails against the wealthiest people on earth when, like, George Soros is literally bankrolling this with the Rockefeller Foundation. I mean, you saw a report, right? Last week, the spreadsheet, was it $200-300 million behind this protest with all those NGO sponsors? Ridiculous.
Their insatiable greed have hijacked our economy and our political system in order to enrich themselves. We rejected the divine right of kings in the 1770s. We will not accept the divine right of oligarchs today. No president...
Dude, this guy is such a hypocrite, man. What is Ted Cruz saying about this?
The Democrats today are a party of radical interest groups. Now, I will say one of the most important things President Trump has done recently is he has pledged that he's going to go after Antifa. And what I've been urging is follow the money, cut off the money. And you look at this No Kings rally, and there's considerable evidence that George Soros and his network is behind funding these rallies, which may well be riots all across the country. And Soros is writing the check. And so I've introduced legislation called the Stop Funders Act that would add rioting to the list of predicate offenses for RICO. Why is that? Because it would let the Department of Justice use RICO, racketeering, to prosecute the money that is funding the anti-Semitic protests on campuses, the pro-open border protest in LA and other cities, and these No King protests. Anyone that is supporting rioting and violence, it lets you go after the money. I've urged both Pam Bondi at DOJ and Kash Patel at FBI, follow the money and prosecute those who are writing checks funding acts of violence, political violence or otherwise, across the country.
Oh, yeah. That's what's going to happen. They're all going to get screwed. Here is a montage. This is Washington, D.C., all across the 50 states. As we reported last week, there was 2,500. There's Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C. No effing kings. Lovely. Lovely people. Let's keep going with the party. We have, let's see, we got the coal roll. Where is the shot? Here, No Kings protests in D.C. They say 100,000 people. No Kings, Charlie Kirk is a piece of garbage. Wow.
Thing. Oh, but, it's a terrible thing. No, Hitler is dead. I'm glad Hitler's dead.
Wow. Something that I've heard in interviewing Republicans is that they're concerned with the health care going to undocumented immigrants. What would you say about that?
I don't know that it's true. Everybody deserves health care, and we can certainly afford it in this country. So again, they're just, We
can certainly afford it in this country. How? You're going to just give our tax money to them? Yeah. More leftist logic for you.
Pointing to things and saying it's our fault, we're too liberal. Yeah, it's really depressing. I don't know how anybody your age even thinks of having children, okay?
Wow.
Okay, millions of Democrats did not vote. Whose fault is that? We need to get ourselves together, and we might even need to be a little bit meaner.
Oh,
because the Republicans...
Oh, you meaner than what? I think you've gone as mean as possible. I mean, you're actually killing the people in our movement. So I don't know, how much meaner can you get? Whatever. Where is, let's see, we have this. The Happy Warriors. What is this? Okay, so she's leading the march. Dancing senior. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Donald Trump has got to go. Oh. I don't know why I'm surprised that I am. This is the kind of absolute crazy evil in the Democrat Party. Sickening. I don't know who raised this man, but they failed bigly. Sue Knows Best posted this video. This is from Plattsburgh, New York.
Wow. 8647, explain it to me. I like the colors.
Wow.
Kill the son of a bitch.
Kill who?
This 47th president.
Oh, my
Really?
Lord.
What's her name?
Dick Saber.
Glad we got that on camera. You know that.
Wow. Just wow. Let's make this guy famous.
8647,
Holy
explain
cow.
it to me. I like the colors.
Kill the son of a bitch.
Kill who?
This 47th president.
Really? What's her name?
Dick Saber.
Glad we got that on camera.
Oh,
you know that.
my goodness. Wow. He gives his name and everything. Absolutely insane. That is freaking stupid. The protest coordinators are panicking because the crowd is silent. They're desperately trying to get the info sheets out to the crowds. Get them out to the people back there who don't know what's going on. Nobody knows why they're actually there.
That are here today. We flood DC! We flood DC! November 5th! We flood DC! We flood DC! All right. So, we need to get the word out to all the people that are here today. So we have a bunch of palm cards that we want you. We have 30,000 palm cards. But we need you to take a stack and get them out to all the people back there who don't know about what's going on. So take a stack of palm cards. Go on through. Take a stack of palm cards. We need someone to take these palm cards and hand them out right now to everyone. We need your help to get these palm cards out to everybody. Okay.
Okay, I got those out.
And then we also have stickers with the QR code. We flood DC! We flood DC!
Stickers, QR codes, talking points, people calling for assassination. And look at this. And like that, they're gone.
Suburban. And just like a fart in the wind, a fart in a white suburban wind, they're gone. They're all gone. The No Kings protest is over just like that. They've all cleared out. And you know, they're late. He's the. You know what? Shout to the brother there, but we're late. He's late. But yeah, just like that, they're gone. Just like that. An hour and a half, they were here. Conviction apparently has to be scheduled. You see, and allyship is on a deadline, especially when Kaylee has to get ready for her ballet recital a little later.
Oh man.
It's absolutely hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Timed advocacy. Timed advocacy. You know, I got a lot to say about this, and I'll say it a little bit later, but suffice it to say I am not surprised by this. I am not surprised that that these fucking weekend warriors were in and out so that they could go and do all of their own stuff. But, you know, that's how you know this is empty. That's how you can tell.
Yep, totally staged, fake outrage. But there was some real outrage. We got this in Dallas, Texas. Alex Stein was assaulted at the Dallas No Kings March. Dallas police intervened as leftists hurled profanity through water bottles and hit conservatives.
Oh, he got assaulted. Oh, call police.
Oh my.
Holy.
Oh, damn. Wow.
I'm a reporter with the Dallas Express, and there was a lady that threw my phone and hit my arm. And I have that in video.
These officers here, take
Oh! He got assaulted. Oh!
My goodness.
Call police! Holy!
Wow.
Oh, shit!
Wow.
Oh.
Unbelievable. And then we have this significant clashes between No Kings militants and Illinois State Police outside the Broadview facility 20 hours ago.
If you touch me, you will go to jail.
Holy cow, man.
Get out! Dress up the line! Dress up the line!
Wow. That's crazy, man. Oh, and then speaking of crazy, we have this lady. She's actually a member of Congress.
Count on you. Let me cheer on SEIU. Thank you for all that you do and all that you have done and will do in the future. We count on you. Today is a critical day, an important day, to see millions and millions of Americans stand up and say, yes, we are no longer going to live with an administration that denies people their health care, their public education, their way of life. And we will have no kings in this country. And we will fight against that and make sure that we have an America that stands up for the middle class, the working class, and the vulnerable people in this country. Let me cheer on SEIU. Thank you for all that you do and all that you have done and will do in the future. We count on you. Today is a critical day, an important day, to see millions and millions of Americans.
Okay, enough of you. Here's what happened outside Portland, SubX News. Hundreds of protesters gathered Saturday afternoon outside the ICE facility in Portland following the No Kings rally. Federal agents used riot munitions, including tear gas and pepper balls, to push back the crowd.
Get back! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Here we go.
Get back! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
You make your family proud of what you're fucking doing!
Freaking war zone. Here's another angle. No Kings protest in Portland, now full-on riot outside the ICE facility. Federal agents unloading tear gas. Oh my God.
Quit your fucking job!
If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is why the left loses. They organize massive protests but can't explain why they're protesting. They scream no kings while demanding total submission to their ideology. They call Trump a dictator while burning cities and attacking anyone who disagrees. And when Trump posts a simple meme wearing a crown, they lose their minds and prove his point perfectly. The real kings in America are the bureaucrats who think they rule us, the media elites who think they own the narrative, and the radical mobs who think violence equals virtue. Trump's genius is making them reveal themselves. While they riot, he stands with Marines. While they demand billions for illegals, he fights for citizens. While they worship government, he mocks their false throne. So here's my question. Should Trump keep posting king memes just to watch them melt down? Yes or no? Drop it in the comments. What do you think about my own king meme at the beginning of the video? I want to hear about it. And remember, Patriots, wear our patriotism with pride. Check out our merch shop. It's linked in the description. Holy cow, man. No kings, huh? No kings. Do we have any super chats? I'm going to check in on that. Super chats, where are we at? We're at $5, $95 away from our goal tonight. I hope what's-his-face gets a knock on the door from the FBI or Secret Service. Yeah, that guy was stupid. Like, he literally outright called for the assassination of Trump. Like, straight up. So, you know he's going to get a call. Or a visit. All right, we're going to get checking in on the status of the shutdown. What JD Vance has been up to. Oh, and the National Guard, what they're up to. Lots of developments in that department. That's right, day 19. The government's still closed, but something happened at Camp Pendleton that changes everything. Well, Chuck Schumer holds America hostage over illegal alien welfare. President Trump and Vice President JD Vance just delivered a message that sent shockwaves directly through Washington. Marines storming beaches, tanks rolling through surf, and a promise that no Democrat shutdown will stop our warriors from getting paid. Even better, Trump's National Guard are still protecting our cities, securing our borders, and keeping America safe despite the shutdown. The footage you're about to see is incredible. The hypocrisy is staggering. Bernie Sanders voted 10 times to keep government closed, then whines about the shutdown. What Vance told those Marines will blow your mind, so keep on watching. And while Schumer shuts down America to protect illegals, I'm protecting my family's health with groundbreaking technology. Jonathan Otto introduced me to red light therapy, and the results are undeniable. My wife's chronic pain eliminated, her anxiety from her diagnosis gone. My energy rivals guys half my age. Major medical journals report 300% faster healing and brain regeneration. NASA researched it, FDA cleared it, and now you can have the same hospital-grade system in your home. No more $1,000 clinic visits or month-long wait lists. Visit myredlight.com and make sure you use code NNN for exclusive savings. Your body deserves this breakthrough technology. So we got some footage that just came in. President Trump posting this video on his Truth Social at 9:38 p.m. on October 18th. This is an official post from the President of the United States. Federal agencies and National Guard in Memphis.
Please for the warrant. Keep your hands up with nothing in your hand.
All good, all good. You guys be safe. Thanks.
All right.
Lock 'em up.
There's been over 380 arrests made in Memphis, Tennessee in just a little bit over a week.
I done walked to the store. Y'all got me a bag of ice. I ain't walked to the store in about 20 years.
Boy, I tell you what, Memphis is a madhouse. The National Guard's done made 300 arrests, done taken 300 criminals off the street, and found like 9 missing children.
Ever since 12 and Trump done came to Memphis, I ain't heard no gunshots at night.
You know, for the first time in 5 years, my kids have been able to play in the backyard and be able to do it comfortably.
When the sis in Memphis says she's grateful because the last 2 weeks it's been quiet, it's been peaceful, her kids have been able to play, and y'all have a problem with that, it's becoming real clear who the enemy is.
It just really is astonishing how many people are thanking the National Guard for coming in and cleaning up their city, Memphis.
Wow.
Let's take a look at this video.
Wow. And President Trump posted that. I mean, what he is doing to clean up the crime in these cities is absolutely amazing. I mean, just starting with Washington, D.C. is the test case, rolling it out to Memphis. But of course, over in Chicago, they're rejecting it, making up lies. But that's not going to stop them. President Trump is going to continue. That's a beautiful video. I'm glad that he shared that. JD Vance posting, Chuck Schumer and the Democrats may have shut down the government, but President Trump is going above and beyond to ensure our brave Marines get the paychecks they deserve. We'll never stop fighting for the American people, especially our armed forces. Here he is at Camp Pendleton.
The Schumer Shutdown. And of course, Marines, I bring greetings today from our Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump, and he wanted me to tell each and every single one of you that he's proud of you, that he loves you, and that despite the Schumer shutdown, he is going to do everything he can to make sure you get paid exactly as you deserve. Now, I know we're here to talk about the Marine Corps, but I got to get just a little political because congressional Democrats seem to want to keep the government shut down, even though it would mean that a lot of you would not get your paycheck. But as I told the president just a couple of days ago, I said, sir, we have got to figure out how to pay these Marines, both for their sake, but also, of course, because if we don't pay our enlisted Marines, every bar in Southern California is going to go out of business, and we don't want that. And of course, Marines, I bring
greetings from the president. Here's more. This is 24 hours ago. Vice President view a live fire amphibious capabilities demonstration at Red Beach on Marine Corps Base, Camp Pendleton, California. Amphibious assault demonstration. Storming the beaches. All right, get to the good stuff. America, baby. God, I love the sound of those jets. Tanks, baby. Roll them in. Hell yeah. Live fire demonstration. Despite the shutdown, party continues in Camp Pendleton. Absolutely beautiful video right there. Let's see, we have more. Trump will make sure you get paid. Florida's next governor, Byron Donalds, unleashing pure fire on the Democrats over their shutdown, says it's TDS.
Arrangement system. No, they can't. And it's sad to see. In part, that's why the government is shut down. It's not because of any major policy fights, Stu. It's about Trump derangement syndrome. They're trying to prove to their base that they can stand up to Trump. So because of that, now federal workers are furloughed. Some are going to get fired, and there's going to be other things that are going to happen. And you have troops, TSA agents, etc., who are not getting paid, all because Chuck Schumer, Senate Democrats, and House Democrats, mind you, want to prove that they're tough to stand up to Donald Trump. Go ask Hamas how that worked.
Okay. Yeah, good one.
No. Go ask Hamas how that worked out. NBC calls out Democrat Senator Tim Kaine on his government shutdown hypocrisy. RNC Research posting, Kaine, 2019, we first should reopen government. Why punish people who are applying for food stamps? You know, the internet lives forever, man. These guys just seem to forget that.
Is having a temp.
You know, Senator, back in 2019, you made a similar argument during that shutdown that Republicans are making now. Republicans at the time were asking for more funding for a border wall. You said, let's reopen the government first. I want to play a little bit of what you had to say.
Oh, yeah.
We first should reopen government. Why punish people who are applying for food stamps because the president is having a temper tantrum? Open government first.
You know, Senator, back in 2019, you made...
Oh, yeah. The words come back to haunt every single one of these guys. Bernie Sanders at the No Kings rally complaining the government's been shut down for 18 days, despite the fact he's voted 10 times to shut down the government.
At where we are today on the 18th day of a government shutdown, which is depriving millions of federal employees of the paychecks they desperately need and deserve.
Yeah, it's day 19, Bernie, and it's now 10 votes, and you're still not voting. It's on you, buddy. Amuse posting this shutdown. If Republicans were in control, as Democrats insist, they'd open government. If Trump were king, as they claim, he'd open the government. It is precisely the opposite that is keeping the government shut down.
King. So let's start with the...
So he's talking, this is this week on ABC with Speaker Johnson.
King's rallies. You called these Hate America rallies. What do you mean by that?
Well, that collection of folks that I listed were certainly part of it. We congratulate them on a apparently violent free speech exercise. I was a First Amendment lawyer for 20 years. We defend that right. But the irony of the message is pretty clear for everyone. If President Trump was a king, the government would be open right now. If President Trump was a king, they would not have been able to engage in that free speech exercise out on the mall, by the way, which was open because President Trump hasn't closed it. In the last shutdown, 2013 era, President Obama closed the National Mall. It closed all the national parks, didn't allow people to engage in all this. So, I mean, they needed a stunt. They needed a show. Chuck Schumer needs cover right now. He's closed the government down because he needs political cover, and this was a part of it.
We'll get to the shutdown, but just on this notion that these are Hate America rallies, and you not only talked about anarchists, Antifa advocates, pro-Hamas wing, and you said this is the modern Democratic Party. But I remember not that long ago what you said after the murder of Charlie Kirk, when you said that we should view fellow Americans not as our enemies, but as our fellow countrymen.
Yeah, I've never called anybody an enemy, but we call out...
Hate America rally or, Antifa, pro-Hamas, those are enemies.
Well, there were a lot of hateful messages yesterday. I mean, we have video and photos of pretty violent rhetoric, calling out the president, saying fascists must die and all the rest. I mean, I don't think that's loving speech. I don't think that's friendly speech. And I don't think it's pro-American to say those kinds of things. So it's not about the people. It's about the message. It's about the ideology. And I will stand here every Sunday and talk with you about the dangers of Marxism and socialism and how it's led to the literal death of tens of millions of people in the 20th century alone. It is a dangerous ideology, and it is anti-American. It goes against everything that we stand for.
But you're not saying that this is all of the Democratic Party. It's not all of the people that were out there. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Hillary Clinton referred to Trump supporters, or half of them, as the basket of deplorables.
I've never said that. I never said it was the whole Democratic Party. But you and I have to acknowledge the reality. Wait a minute.
So this is the modern Democratic Party.
It is, because look at the evidence. Look at what's happening in New York. They're about to elect an open socialist Marxist as the mayor of America's largest city. There's a rise of Marxism in the Democratic Party. It's an objective fact, and no one can deny it. We lament that. We decry it. We're trying to call it out because I want to make sure the next generation of Americans understands that is a dangerous road to go down. Yeah. That's part of our calling. I think part of our responsibility as elected servants of the people.
So let's start with the...
Yeah, there were hate rallies. I mean, the signs were atrocious. You saw the guy. You saw the guy with the shirt, 8647. Anyway, U.S. government shutdown enters week 3. Around 10% of air traffic controllers are calling in sick. Some airports are operating with 50% fewer staff. Expect more flight delays. This only 14 hours ago.
Flight before you head out. Flights delayed. Here's why. The U.S. government shutdown just hit week 3, and nearly 1 in 10 air traffic controllers are calling in sick. Some airports are running with half their staff. forcing massive slowdowns.
President Trump, 48 hours ago, he says, I think right now the Democrats are really damaged, mentally damaged.
Trillion. I think right now the Democrats are really damaged, mentally damaged. They want to take 1.5 trillion with a T, $1 trillion and give it to people that invaded our country. They came into our country illegally from prisons, from mental institutions, gang members. They want to give them health care and take it away from our citizens. We're not going to do that. $1.5 trillion. They want to destroy our health care system. We're not going to let that happen. I think right now
they want to destroy our health care system. Here's more President Trump. 24 hours ago, the shutdown continues.
$1.5. So the shutdown continues. The Republican Party's not going to pay $1.5 trillion to illegal immigrants coming into our country, coming in for a lot of reasons, coming in from prisons, from jails, from all over the place, from Venezuela, many countries. We're not going to do that. So the shutdown continues. It's a Democrat shutdown. It's a Schumer shutdown because his career has failed and it's over.
You know what's scary is I'm just looking at that. I'm reminded of the fact that they found a hunter's perch or a sniper's nest. I believe that's the Palm Beach Airport. President Trump in Mar-a-Lago this weekend. Air Force One touching down there at the airport. And if you look in the background, you can see the tree line right there. It's unclear exactly. I haven't looked any deeper into the topic. A friend of mine, Daniel, tipped me off to it earlier. And I want to figure out like the location of that sniper's perch. But you can see that tree line behind him. And, I mean, if that was just a hunter's perch, that's one thing. But still provides a location for another assassination attempt. I mean, the fact that this guy is he could land at the airport and be subject to something like that is terrifying. So I'm glad that they found it. But, you know, the assassination attempts on Trump are going to continue. The threat is going to continue because they hate this guy. The left is so deranged they will stop at nothing to end his so-called reign of authoritarianism. Here is the press secretary, Caroline Leavitt. This is 24 hours ago, talking about the shutdown.
President Trump's, their continuing resolution that they proposed to keep the government open included a poison pill that would have undone what President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill did, which is to restrict illegal aliens from receiving Medicaid benefits. President Trump fixed that in the One Big Beautiful Bill, and Democrats want to take it away because they want these taxpayer-funded benefits to continue to go to illegal aliens in our country. This has been done for the past 4 years under the Biden administration, and the American people roundly rejected it. And you hear AOC, who is apparently the new leader of the Democrat Party in that CNN town hall, say to a concerned American when that American asked, "Do you want my taxpayer-funded benefits going to illegals?" She said, "That's a Republican talking point. Those aren't the real issues Americans are facing." That is a lie. If you look at what happened under the Biden administration, real Americans, elderly citizens, were facing an increase in wait times at hospitals and emergency care centers across the country because they were putting last in line, and illegal aliens were getting that care and that treatment first. And when illegal aliens get medical treatment in this country, who's paying for it? The American taxpayer. Well, not anymore under the Trump administration. That's why this administration is focused on deporting illegal aliens who violate our nation's laws. And we're going to protect the rights and the benefits of tax-paying, law-abiding American citizens.
So we're going to find out how long this shutdown is going to last. It's continuing, though. Going into day 20. And we have this. This is Congresswoman Yasmin Ansari, official account of the Arizona 3rd Congressional District. What she, as the youngest woman in Congress, I know who pays the price when the government fails. We do, women. Complaining that Trump and Republicans take vacations, we're here fighting to reopen the government and protect our health care. Yeah, more gaslighting. You guys have the CR. The Senate needs 9 votes. Pass it, and let's move on. Then you guys can talk about your health care. Then we don't have to worry about our air traffic controllers. Right? Meanwhile, the streets are getting safer and safer in Memphis. If you have value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is what leadership looks like. Well, Democrats grandstand about democracy. They're holding military paychecks hostage to fund illegal alien benefits. I mean, President Trump, JD Vance have to find workarounds to get our troops paid. Think about that insanity. Chuck Schumer would rather see Marines go unpaid than admit that his $1.5 trillion illegal immigrant slush fund is dead on arrival. But Trump and Vance just showed the world what America First really means. No speeches from air-conditioned offices, no empty promises. They went to Camp Pendleton, stood with our warriors, and guaranteed their pay. Meanwhile, Bernie, he's voted 10 times to keep government closed while crying about the shutdown. Tim Kaine getting roasted on live TV for his blatant hypocrisy. Airports are collapsing because Democrats value criminals over controllers. The Schumer shutdown is crumbling because America sees the truth. One party puts illegals first, the other puts patriots first. So here's the question. Should Republicans hold the line until Democrats drop their illegal alien demands? Yes or no? Let's have a conversation in the comments, and make sure you rock out some merch from our merch shop. It's linked down below, and show the world where you stand. Okay, checking in. No super chats, really. Wow, we got quite a few people watching. Quite a few. Come on, guys. We got to hit 95. It's Sunday. All right. Brand 47. Bill Nye's ties too tight. Bernie's a rich socialist. Bush was also an idiot. No more money for illegals. Hi, Gary. Hi, Harold. No kings. Rallies are useful idiots for the communists trying to destroy a beautiful constitutional republic. I have seen a lot of wannabes. Women always know what time it is by the sun. Hold the line, says Mary. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line. I love it, you guys. All right, let's get into our next topic. Maybe we'll get some super chats in the middle of this. Who wants their voice elevated? You know what to do. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Wow. Okay. The gloves are off. Megyn Kelly dropping a political bomb that nobody saw coming. After AOC hurled vicious defamatory accusations at President Trump, she didn't just respond, she declared total war. If she runs for president, I will run too. The former Fox anchor turned independent warrior is done playing nice with the socialist squad. She called AOC a congressional Kardashian who knits between $75,000 a plate galas while pretending to be relatable. And the left, of course, is melting down. Conservative social media is on fire. And this isn't just about 2028. It's about the soul of America. What Kelly said next about AOC, suing AOC will make your jaw drop. So don't miss this. And while political dynasties crumble and new warriors rise, I've discovered what true transformation looks like. C60 Evo changed my life and my family's health completely. This Nobel Prize-winning molecule made lab rats live 90% longer, is now giving us results that seem impossible. Brain fog eliminated, years of joint pain vanished. My wife looks and feels a decade younger. At 172 times more powerful than vitamin C, this is not just another supplement. Scientist Chris Burres, he has been perfecting this technology in his Houston lab since 1991. Visit c60evo.com/NNN. Use code NNN for exclusive savings because real change starts with your health. You'll find it linked in the description. So this kind of caught us all off guard. Megyn Kelly saying she will run for president in 2028 if AOC runs too. Well, we've seen the posturing from AOC, her town halls with Bernie Sanders, her tours with Bernie Sanders. I don't think it's just a simple tour to maintain relevancy. I think she is clearly testing the waters to see if she'll run. Of course, there's the talk of her challenging Chuck Schumer as well for his Senate seat. Both of those equally terrifying things to consider. Now, Tim Burchett, before we get to Megyn Kelly, Tim Burchett said, I can respect a liberal, I can respect Cortez, but she's a Marxist.
I can respect a liberal. I respect Cortez. She's my buddy. I mean, she's a Marxist. She's a friendly neighborhood Marxist, as I always call her. And I say stuff to her. She'll get on one of my videos, and I'm walking off the floor of the house, and I say, hey, Cortez. And she go, hey, Burchett. And I tell people, don't look at her too long. She'll steal your soul. You know, and we have that kind of relationship, and we can joke about it. And that's the trouble with what's going on in this country right now. Steve Cohen, probably as far left as you can be. You know, he's Jewish, and I try to be a Christian. We came from Tennessee together. We raised the speed limit together. You know, and we were I always joked, we'd go out to eat dinner at night because he was so far to the left and I was so far to the right, we met on the other side. But honestly.
Megyn Kelly will run for president in 2028 if AOC runs too. Megyn Kelly, big mad at AOC for calling Trump a rup, says he should sue her. That's a defamatory statement. Dude.
Suing her. She was last week before the inauguration, AOC saying, I'm not going to the inauguration because I don't support rapists. Mm-hmm. That is a defamatory statement. She didn't make clear that's opinion. She said it as though it were a matter of fact. It isn't. And I really think he should give some serious thought to suing her. She wasn't on the legislative floor. She was sitting in her apartment doing a little Instagram. You can't get away with that. You can't, a term like he's a rapist or he's committing potential treason in working with the Russians. Like, news organizations have just, and politicians for that matter, given up all the guardrails that we used to observe. You know, we used to at least try to be more careful. Last week before the inauguration.
Oh, yeah. Not AOC, though. Megyn Kelly, Republicans in the House introduced a resolution to honor Charlie Kirk. Nearly 100 rank-and-file Democrats voted for it. 58 Dems voted no. AOC refused to join that resolution. Megyn Kelly says she may run for president if AOC does. There's no way this person can run for president or be president. Let's see here. This is from Gateway Pundit. I think we have the video here. Here's the transcript. Where is the video? Here it is.
We got a lot to get to today. AOC and Bernie Sanders had a town hall on CNN last night. Why? Why again? I mean, honestly, like, why are you doing, like, when I was at Fox, if we had a town hall, we were gearing up for an election and we'd put on the candidates and talk to them about their positions. What are these fighting the oligarchy? Did we go over her private jet and his? Here's just a sample. You won't believe who they're blaming for their party's woes.
Why does Republican messaging on social media seem so much more effective than Democratic messaging? And what can we do about it?
Because it is.
Well, that's a great question. I think the Republicans are effective. They have learned a lot about social media. And by the way, it doesn't hurt that their friends own all of the major social media platforms.
So because they have also been very clear, especially digitally, about what they believe. That women are inferior, that do not, and they do not deserve equal rights. That they believe that LGBTQ Americans are subhuman. And they are able to radicalize and target and exploit a generation of young boys, in particular, away from healthy masculinity and into an insecure masculinity that requires the domination of others who are poorer, browner, darker, or a different gender than them.
Let's be perfectly clear. There was indeed one party that radicalized today's young men, and it was yours, madam. It was yours. It was yours who blamed them for literally everything. just because they were born and born male. The nerve. Your side demonized them at every turn and laughed when they ever dared to express any actual pain at the circumstances that they were forced into through no fault of their own. You are absolutely disgusting to now try to turn it around and say it is the Republican Party which came to their rescue that, quote, radicalized them. You don't know any young Republican men. I guarantee you right now that woman knows zero Republican men because none of them would be seen with her. And for her to come out there and try to turn what she and her brethren did to them for years around it all, never mind to then blame it on the party that actually stood up for them, is the height of gall. That is infuriating. And the Republicans want to treat trans people as subhuman. It's your side that wants to take non-trans children, perfectly healthy children who may be going through normal emotional distress, and literally give them double mastectomies so that you can feel better about who you are. That's what you and your party are doing. The Republicans are standing up for minors who deserve to have adequate and healthy sexual function when they get older, who deserve to breastfeed their children, who deserve to have children and not be sterilized at age 14 by puberty blockers into cross-sex hormones, a problem with which they will deal for the rest of their lives long after you have sailed into the sunset, abuelita. So you can take a seat on lecturing the right half of the country on the dehumanization of so-called trans people. How dare you? How dare you? Okay, so we're 3 minutes into the show. Deep breaths. I had read the soundbite. I had not seen it played out. It's different when you hear it. F that woman. If she runs for president, I might run. Honestly, I'll find my way into the ticket somehow. There's no way this person can run for president or be president. No. Wow. No.
Wow. Megyn Kelly, man. She's not pleased. Do you think AOC would help boost her base and win? I say it'd be funny to see AOC debate. What about you? Kamala Harris is reportedly planning to run for president in 2028, and she wants AOC as her VP. That would be terrifying. Okay, here's another clip. Megyn Kelly. You may remember him from World War II. Let's see.
So she was a cross between Ilaria, who went to a fancy boarding school in either Boston or Rhode Island and isn't Spanish at all. And also this guy. You may remember him from World War II as the leader of Italy.
Oh my God.
Megyn
What do you
is
think?
just breaking out the 50 cal.
Yeah, this is hot fire today.
So she was a cross.
Here is more from Megyn Kelly reacting to the New York Powerhouse feature on AOC.
They continue to tell us they've got again, just least attractive leftists you can find. And on that front, forgive me, but I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm going to start with Ella Emhoff, who they continue to tell us is some sort of a supermodel. I'd like to see the photos. What runway show has she walked in? Because what I see is a woman who would never qualify as a supermodel in anybody's book. She might be the living opposite of a Kate Moss or a Paulina Porizkova or a Cindy Crawford, who were the OG supermodels. She looks short, stubby, with large calves and a bunch of tats all over her and strange eyeglasses and hair in a very weird little living room.
Now that's Kamala Harris's stepdaughter, if you don't know.
Holding a tiny little dog. So that's her. And then there's AOC in her Queens. They want you to know she's in Queens. She's a woman of the people, living room, knitting, because she's just like us, Stu. She lies at on her couch at home. And in between going to the Met Gala Remember, in a dress that reads "Tax the Rich," as she's hobnobbing with them at $75,000 a plate. She knits, so that's relatable, okay? That's why she needs to be our next president. But my favorite is Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton, well-known race hustler and hoaxer, who somehow rehabilitated himself into one of the very serious and esteemed voices on MSNBC, whose photograph is him in his living room with a photo of him in the background. As author John Gabriel put it on X, like Al Sharpton, my house only.
Okay, but what I want to know, what is that thing behind him? Is that for pets or children? Maybe, what is that? Is that a pet cage? I don't know.
He has photos and statues of me plus a little cage for the kids, which is what it looks like. There's literally a huge photo of himself on the wall behind him, nothing else, then another photo that appears to be, I don't know, maybe of him, a statue, I don't know who the statue's of, could also be him, and then a weird little, looks like a pack and play kind of thing, which is apparently for his dog.
Oh,
maybe. I don't know. I don't know Al Sharpton well enough, but he made the list.
It's for Al Sharpton's GIMP. Bring out the GIMP. The GIMP's sleeping. Wake him up. Here's Megyn Kelly calling AOC a congressional Kardashian.
AOC, just give us a state of politicians post this current batch.
Well,
what is the same?
I
What's
don't feel
different?
very optimistic.
Okay, is it getting worse?
Yeah, it's getting worse because of Instagram and AOC, that kind of person. Yes, her specifically, but not just her.
Say more.
They want, these are congressional Kardashians.
Oh, dude. That is solid.
Can I tell you something? My experience in the news business dealing with politicians leads me to believe that the people in this room and on this stage over your 2-day conference are the people we need to be looking to for our future leaders and ideas and to save the country. It's not Washington, D.C. All the incentives to be a good person are gone.
Just give us a state of politicians.
Congressional Kardashians. That is clever, man. That is good. Megyn Kelly declares if AOC runs, she will run against her. Oh, here's another one. Megyn Kelly has some things to say about AOC's recent stupid quote of the day.
Absolute this nonsense from like AOC that he should be impeached is just absurd. Absurd. There's no, okay, get back to me when you've read the Constitution or get a law degree, because you sound like an absolute fucking idiot. There is absolutely no ground to impeach the president. He 100% was within his constitutional authority and his congressionally authorized authority to do what he did on Saturday. Okay, but as for whether it's a good idea, that's a debate we should be having. And look, you know, if we could get congressional approval of the specific action, fine, I'm okay with that too. If you want to bring it to Congress, go ahead and see how that goes.
Megyn Kelly dropping F-bombs. Here she is talking about AOC.
AOC has been out there on this, I don't know if it's campaign trail, I don't know what we're calling it, but this like fight the oligarchy tour with Bernie Sanders, from which, you know, venue to venue, she travels first class, sipping her champagne, you know, in the first class cabin as the losers and plebs walk by to coach. They're the ones she's really fighting for. And she's decided to ramp up her anti-Trump rhetoric in a way she's done before, but that could be deeply problematic for her if Trump actually decides to pay some attention to her. Listen to her just the other day, SOT 11.
Donald Trump is a criminal who was found guilty of 34 felony counts of fraud, liable for sexual abuse. Of course he's lying and abusing and manipulating the stock market too. When he talks about rapists and criminals, he should look in the mirror.
Okay. Clearly saying that Donald Trump is a racist. Rapist. She also thinks he's a racist. He's all the ists. But here, she's in deep trouble because he was not found liable for rape. And George Stephanopoulos just had to pay ABC some $15 million to President Trump to settle a defamation lawsuit for saying that. AOC has been out there on this.
So we're going to wait and find out if you got value in this report. Tap subscribe. This is what happens when fake meets real. AOC plays socialist princess while living like the elite she claims to hate. Megyn Kelly built her career on brutal honesty and won't let these hypocrites slide anymore. When AOC crosses the line with her vicious smears against Trump, Kelly didn't just clap back, she threw down the gauntlet for 2028. Look, we know Kelly's not actually running for president, but the fact that she's even floating it shows how fed up real Americans are with the squad's toxic influence. And the congressional Kardashian, who preaches revolution between champagne toast, she got served notice. Your act's wearing thin. And honestly, if it came down to AOC versus Kelly, of course I would vote for Kelly in a heartbeat. At least she's honest about who she is. So here's the question. Would you vote for Megyn Kelly over AOC if that was really the choice? Drop your answer below. And make sure you check out our American Badass collection in the merch shop, linked down below. All right. You guys stepped up to the plate. We are now only $27 away. And you'll get drop a couple bucks, you get your official shout out. I'll read your comment. And so what is it? $28 actually. So a couple 10 spots, a couple deuces, we'll be there. Our Boyd dropping a 20. Show Gary some love, y'all. And happy King's Day. Dave the Patriot dropping $10. All we do is win, 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 no matter what. Mega country. Love it, man. Thank you, Dave. Doc Wizard dropping $2, but says 5.0. Okay. A little confusing, but I'll say it. Chris Orr, Bernier, $15. What's up, Chris? Thank you for that. And Tommy Jones Hancock. Tammy Jones. Do you think Schumer's trying to destroy the Democrat Party because of fear of the communist infiltration of the party? I don't think he's that smart. No, I think that he is just falling in lockstep with the radical left, and the unintended consequence of that is the destruction of the Democrat Party. I don't think he really cares. He's on his way out anyway, and the fate of the party, I don't think is any of his concern. As long as he can, ride out the storm and retire with his millions of dollars, all the money he made from insider trading, I'm sure, inside Congress, I don't think he cares. And then we got Patty becoming a member. What's up, Patty? Welcome to the family. Oh, don't. TK Custom? Seriously? Man. I feel like one of those machines at like a arcade, like where you put it in and you press a button and then it sings. Yeah. Okay, I know the rules. Fine. TK Custom. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Okay, there you go. I sang it. Even threw the musical note emojis in there. Okay. And Ruby Hoof gifted 5 memberships. Yes. We got Rico, Millennium Man, Mark Blue, Not So Green, Conga Joel, all new members. Welcome to the family. Make sure you check out the behind-the-scenes stuff that we've posted. Fantasy Football, Imaginary Football League podcast, $1. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We are now only $22 away from our goal tonight. 6 new members. All right. Speaking of Democrat lunacy, let's check out the latest in the downfall of that party. Since you brought it up, right? The Democrats are cannibalizing themselves, and it's absolutely brutal. Victor Davis Hanson calls it the Trump counter-revolution. What we're witnessing is a total meltdown of the radical left. Fetterman just betrayed the mob by admitting Trump voters are not Nazis. Stephen A. Smith torching his own party on live TV. Even Kristi Noem stopped being polite. She straight up called Democrats communists, Marxists, and socialists. The party that preached unity and tolerance is tearing itself apart while Trump consolidates his power. Young men are fleeing the Democrats in droves, the establishment's in full panic, and what happened at that No Kings protest proves they've completely lost the plot. So buckle up. Now, the political establishment is crumbling, and I found something that actually builds instead of destroys. MedBed technology is now available for your home through red light therapy. Jonathan Otto showed me panels, and he gave me one, using 9 specific wavelengths with hospital-grade components. The transformation, my wife's chronic pain disappearing, her anxiety vanishing, my recovery beats guys half my age. Medical journals confirm 300% faster healing and brain regeneration. NASA researched it, FDA approved it, and now it's yours without clinical prices or wait lists. Visit myredlight.com. It's linked below. Use code NNN for the best deal available. Real world healing while their world burns. So I'm not sure if you saw this. Definitely going viral. This is from Lindell TV.
Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still have questions.
Yes, go Allison.
Refuse the National Guard.
Allison's been on fire today, or as of late, at the Capitol. She's a White House correspondent for Lindell. And she's been confronting these folks on the Capitol steps. It's glorious. And this is just another moment where she hit AOC again. But that, of course, is triggering the memes. Even President Trump posting this on his Truth Social.
Nancy, why did you refuse the National Guard?
Shut up. You're not a serious journalist.
Nancy, why did you...
Oh, the memes write themselves. Victor Davis Hanson, though, he's on fire. The Trump counter revolution. You'll want to bookmark this and share it. I love Victor Davis Hanson. Before we get to him, let's check in with President Trump, what he had to say. 6 hours ago, this was posted by Rapid Response 47. President Trump looks like having an exclusive interview on Sunday Morning Futures. Not sure where this was recorded. Could have been before he left for Mar-a-Lago. But he's back. He's back on Sunday. The Democrats, he writes, he says, the Democrats are kamikazes right now.
Got to be kidding. The Democrats are kamikazes right now. They're kamikaze pilots right now. They have nothing going. They have no future. They have incompetent candidates. I mean, I looked at Crockett, Jasmine Crockett. She's a very low IQ person. She's polling okay in the Democrat Party. I can't even believe it. AOC is, I watched her the other day. It's like, you got to be kidding. This is not going to make our country great. And for us to have a communist mayor, it looks like we're going to in New York. He's not a socialist. He's a communist. And it'll be very interesting. The Democrats are kamikazes right now. They're kamikaze pilots right now. They have nothing.
Kamikaze pilots. They have nothing. Victor Davis Hanson explaining the Trump counter-revolution.
More radical. And they call it the MAGA revolution. It's not a revolution. It is a counter-revolution. There's a big difference. This is a restoration. Let's use the word Trump restoration. We don't know really. We don't really appreciate what we've been through with 8 years of the Obama revolution and the 4-year more radical third term of Obama using or employing the waxen effigy of Joe Biden. A revolution that we've experienced was a cultural, economic, political, social revolution. It was very similar to the French Revolution under the Robespierre brothers. We should remember what they tried to do. They changed the days of the week. They renamed things. They tore down statues. They went after the church. Does this sound familiar? This revolution that we've experienced, everything was up for sale. Everything was negotiable. We invented a third gender and rammed it down people's throats. We tore down statues. We said 1776 was no longer the foundational date. It was 1619. We changed the very mechanism that we vote. We went from 70% of the electorate voting on election day to 70% of the electorate not doing that, either through mail-in or early voting. That was a radical change that had no discussion. It was done by fiat. It was incredible. We looked at girls' sports and we destroyed it. We said that transgendered biological males that were now transgendered females could compete. They won over 600 medals they took away from hardworking female athletes. We had drag shows among young children. It was an effort to change the entire Constitution. We forget that. They were trying to bring in Puerto Rico as a state and Washington, D.C. to get 4 instant senators. They were proud. They said that they were going to pack the Supreme Court. It hadn't been tried since 1937. And it was a object of disgrace ever since, but they were proud to try it again. They talked about making states, the Senate look like the House. They wanted, and a lot of them were advocating it was not fair that one senator in Wyoming, to take one example, is worth 250,000 votes, but a senator in California represented 20 million. They wanted to change the makeup of the Senate. They wanted to get rid of the Senate filibuster. Remember that. They wanted to bring back neo-Confederate nullification. 600 jurisdictions in the manner of South Carolina in 1832 are on the edge of the Civil War in 1860 when neo-Confederate Southern states said the federal government's law does not apply to us. Tariffs, Yankee tariffs, no, we were going to override them. Andrew Jackson almost invaded the Carolinas over that, South Carolina. And so these jurisdictions said, federal law doesn't apply here. We're exempt. We have our own laws. Federal immigration law does not apply here. It applies everywhere else to you, but not to us. So this was a revolutionary movement. Movies were different. Sports were different. Take a knee. And Donald Trump came in, and it was not sufficient to say we're going to stop the madness of $37 billion. We're going to stop the madness of being short 40 or 50,000 military recruits because of this DI, coupled with the humiliation in Kabul. We're going to stop the appeasement of China. But that wasn't all. He said, the government is broke. We're going to go through all of these agencies. And finally, for the first time in the history of this country, when somebody says they're going to cut federal spending and drain the swamp or cut the administration, we're going to do it. And there's going to be no changing names except to go back to traditional names. And we're not going to topple statues. And if you break the law and you're on campus and you're on a student visa, you're going to go back home. So we're in the midst of a counter-revolution. It's not revolutionary. You know what it is? It's a return to normalcy. Yep. It's a return to common sense. It only looks revolutionary to revolutionaries. But to the rest of the people, it is a counter-revolution to restore normalcy and bring the country from the far left fringes back home again.
Oh, man. Dude, he is so awesome. Totally spot on. Continuing to document the destruction of their own party. Disgraced Attorney General candidate in Virginia, Jay Jones, was pressed on why voters should trust someone with such poor moral character. His response: I was held accountable by my party, and I'm going to prosecute Trump because he's bad and he's orange. This is 48 hours ago.
Used incendiary.
Why should voters trust your judgment moving forward?
Well, look, Brett, I want to say one thing. Jason Miyares can't prosecute a case against Donald Trump, that's for sure. And I will also say this. I was held accountable by my party, and I deeply, deeply respect that. But what about when Donald Trump used incendiary language to incite a riot to try to overturn an election here in this country? What about when Winsome Sears used violent language about people who disagree with you and her and your extreme position on abortion? What about when John Reed shared Nazi porn? You haven't said a word. I've taken accountability for my mistakes. It's time you take accountability too.
And let me ask you this one more time, Delegate Jones, just so we're clear and the voters understand, why do you think they should trust your judgment based upon these two events that we've discussed?
I've taken accountability for my mistakes, and I know that people in Virginia right now demand and deserve leaders who accept when they make mistakes and can acknowledge that and have been held accountable.
Yeah, well, the mistake you made was sending text messages calling for the death of your opponent in quite graphic description, too. So, yeah, you've been held accountable? No, you're still standing there. Oh, and now we have this. Black women cannot be racist to white women. Do you not understand? This narrative perpetuates endless divisiveness and victimhood. This is on the Piers Morgan Show.
Racist to me. Now you can respond.
Black women cannot be racist to white women. Are you kidding me?
Sorry?
That makes no sense.
Sorry?
Black women cannot be racist to white women. Do you not understand that?
Oh, yes, they can.
You don't have the intellectual
capacity
to understand that.
Oh, yes, they
That's
can.
very much
and you've been
impossible.
racist to me.
That's very much impossible.
You've been racist to me, a white man, by saying I'm a race baiter. Yeah.
How am I racist to you? I'm black. I can't be racist to you.
You called me a race baiter with no
You're
evidence.
Racist to me.
When have I been a race baiter?
You could be racist to me.
When have I been a race baiter?
But I'm a powerhouse.
Tell me when I've been a race baiter.
I'm a powerhouse.
Well, you may be a powerhouse.
Understand something.
You may be a
powerhouse.
You may be a powerhouse.
Okay.
When have I been a race baiter?
Oh, you admit that. Okay.
When have I been a race baiter?
Okay.
When have I been a race baiter?
Okay.
This is absurd.
No, hang on. Tell me.
Honey.
Blossom, give me one example of me race baiting. Blossom, go.
I'm here. At this point, I'm just here to talk about trans women in sports. I said what I said.
So you don't have anything,
have
do you?
Repeat anything.
You called me a race baiter. Now you can respond.
Black women cannot be racist too.
Is that a trans person? That was my initial thought right out the gate. And I think they confirmed that on top of their rhetoric. Bill Hemmer, there are some believe that the Supreme Court in favor of Louisiana, the GOP could gain 19 House seats. Do you see this as reasonable? John Yoo says it's possible.
More House seats. A New York Times, a Supreme Court case that could hand the House to Republicans. There are some who believe if the court rules as you're describing there, John, that the GOP could gain 19 more House seats. Do you see that as reasonable?
It's possible. I am sure the justices, when they decide this case, don't care and won't look at what the effects on the midterm maps may be. Now, what's been going on, note, is that these states, in order to create these majority-minority districts, have done what's called crack and pack. They've packed minority voters into tight districts on the assumption they'll vote for a black or Hispanic or even Asian candidate, which I think, by the way, is offensive because it assumes that people of one race will vote for people of the same race when they vote for office. What will happen, I think, if this practice ends, is that there will be more minorities spread out into more districts. That might make more districts competitive in the long run between Republicans and Democrats, even though in the short run, it might lead to less Democrats in the House in the next election.
What if I argued the other side and said, if I'm a minority, how do I find representation under that interpretation of the law then?
Well, this, I think, is the pernicious view of the Voting Rights Act and the 15th Amendment that this cause has adopted, is the idea that because I have a skin color or you have a skin color, Bill, you think you're only represented by people who look like you. What if you want to be represented by people who share your interests instead? Suppose I want to vote for someone who has my view on tax policy or foreign affairs or...
Dude, if that happens, holy cow. 19 more House seats. Damn. Meanwhile, the fall of New York City is in play.
Funniest thing. Big Mom Donnie is practicing takia. 1,000%. 1,000%. He's presenting
The
as
Muslims are laughing at you guys. Like, this is the funniest thing. Like, dude, give it 50 more years, entire New York's gonna be Muslim, and then before you know it's gonna be Sharia courts, and then like y'all are. It's like it's like shooting yourself in the foot. Like I can't even believe. And like you see Europe. You look at Europe, it's happening right now, and then you're like, oh, let's just do it here in New York. Like, it's like, no, like you have to stop. Like, obviously takia is working, and they're doing an amazing job at it, and they're fooling everyone. Like, and all the Muslims are like so happy that's happening. Like, this is the best thing that could happen in Islam. And he's gonna win because we're too stupid. Like, no matter how many times ex-Muslims will say takia is a real thing, they are lying to you. They will take over within 100 years. No one's going to listen because
New York is finished if that guy gets into office. Cameron Kinsley talking about the fallout of third wave feminism. Women were promised liberalism but got emptiness instead.
And, we grew up on feminism at the forefront of this. And, while first and second wave feminism really just fought for equal rights and opportunities, this third wave feminism that we've seen has told the lie to women that the path of empowerment means rejecting, traditional values entirely. And, here's the fallout of that. This is celebrating hyper independence. It's celebrating sexual liberation that we've seen without consequences. They're suspicious of family life, especially marriage and motherhood, which are amazing blessings. They've rebranded this as inherently limiting or regressive. And so we want to be a better role model for these women. We want better representation. Girls and women are craving to stand for something bigger than themselves. We grew up on Sex and the City. Call Her Daddy, like we noted in that video, is the #1 podcast for women right now. Sex and the City taught women to chase their careers and casual relationships, not, connecting with community by any means. And, Call Her Daddy, it's the same message. It's packaged a little bit different. That success is, measured in hyper independence, sexual expression, self-obsession. And, women are done with that. We're seeing the fallout of this in society where anxiety rates have increased, depression has increased. Women are feeling more alone now more than ever. So we're really just here today to be a better representation and better role model for women as a whole. We grew up.
Another symptom of the fall of the Democrat Party. Signs of fascism. Liberals protest the Trump administration by holding up fascist signs. Ironically, they all describe the Democrat Party. Controlling media, normalizing corruption, projecting election results, controlling education, using military and civilians appointment, putting incompetent loyalists. Rewriting history. Wow. Talk about projection. Wow. They are completely out to lunch, man. Trump broke the Democrat Party. Here is Caroline Leavitt calling the Democrat Party what it is.
Legal aliens proved that the Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to, not the Trump administration and not the White House and not the Republican Party, who is standing up for law-abiding Americans, not just across the country, but around the world. And that.
Where's Stephen A. Smith? Where's that clip of Stephen A. Smith? Kamala. Sheesh. Oh, here it is. This is Stephen A. Smith. Destroys the Democrat Party.
People still said, here's the deal. The man was impeached twice. He was convicted on 34 felony counts. And the American people still said, he's closer to normal than what we see. Exactly. Left.
Yep. That's why the American people voted for him. The attacks were clear. They were all fake.
That's what they're saying. He's closer to normal. Why? Because something that pertains, when you talk about the transgender community, for example, and you're talking about the issues that pertain to less than 1% of the population, the Democratic Party came across as if that was a priority more so than the other issues. And so he comes into office. Now you're talking about childbirth, citizenship, and what have you. He knows that's not going to pass the mustard, but he knows that he made that promise. So when he shows up week 1 on Capitol Hill and he says, this is what we're going to do through an executive order, even though it's going to be shot down through the courts and what have you, he's saying, I kept my promise.
Yep.
A lot of other things that he's going to point to that he's going to try to do. I kept my promise. Then you turn around and you look at the left and you say, what promises did you keep? Now, you might know the answer to that. I'm certainly not questioning your knowledge about that at all. What I'm saying is what resonated with the voter. What voter out there can look at the Democratic Party at this moment in time and say, there's a voice for us, somebody that speaks for us, that goes up on Capitol Hill and fights the fights that we want them fighting on our behalf. They didn't do that. And that's why their behinds are home, and that man is back into the White House. And they want to sit up there and talk. You look at the networks right now, they're talking about, look at it, this is the latest, look at him, here he goes again. Well, you know what here he goes again means? He's doing what he said he was going to do.
Wow.
He promised you he was going to do these things, and he walked into office week 1, and that's exactly what he's doing. And he's saying, y'all do something about it. And when you try to do something about it, he's going to say, look at them now. Now they're concerned about these issues. Were they talking about that during the campaign? Hell no.
Boom! If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is what political extinction looks like. The Democrat Party isn't just losing, it's devouring itself from within. When Fetterman admits Trump voters aren't fascists, when Stephen A. Smith demolishes his own side, when lifelong liberals walk away in disgust, that's not normal political turnover. That's a mass awakening. Trump didn't just win an election, he triggered a counter-revolution that's exposing every lie, every hypocrite, every Marxist hiding behind the Democrat label. They called us deplorable, irredeemable, fascist. Now they're calling each other out. Young men are fleeing their party because AOC lectures them about toxic masculinity, while real men are building families and futures. The kamikaze Democrats, as Trump perfectly named them, are crashing into reality. No message, no future, and no clue. Just rage against an America that's moved on without them. So here's the question for you. Is the Democrat Party beyond saving at this point? Drop a yes or no. Let's have a conversation. Make sure you grab some gear from our merch shop. It is linked down in the description. Okay, we have a super chat from Scott. Scott Kovac in the Great White North. $5 Canadian. Scott Kovac. AOC versus Kelly in the Thunderdome. Let's go. All right. We are now at $82. We only need $18 to hit our goal. So we need one person at 10, we need one person at 5, and we need one person at 8. $2, $3. Yeah, $8. $2. Yeah, math was never my strong suit. Even some of the simplest math. Oh my God. All right, guys. You know the drill. Oh my. How horrible. What's happening? Do we have a better shot of that boat getting destroyed? Oh my God. President Trump interview. Do we have a better shot of that unclassified boat video? The submarine. This one just, there's got to be a better video of it. Let me see if I can find it. Real quick, hold on. Submarine strike. Let's see. And let's see if it's there. Trump terminates U.S. subsidies after. Okay, so there's that. It looks like it's all. This is footage 30 minutes ago. Holy cow. Dude. Bruh. Holy cow. Whoa. U.S. submarine dramatically services alongside aircraft carriers in a full strike group. Holy cow. No. Okay, here's a better shot. I found it. Holy cow. Dude, Trump is not messing around. Wow. Let's see, we got this shot too here. Okay. International. Damn. Wow. Okay. Absolutely epic. All right. We're going to get into this topic now. Just want to make sure I have the best of the best of the best for you. Okay. Oh, wait, we got some more super chats. Nice. Dan Thompson, never forget Ruby Ridge. No, we have not. Thank you. $2. Sapphire P, dropping a super sticker. Thank you. We're now at $89.04. We need only $11. Who will be the one to put us over the top? Who will be the one? Will it be you? Will my lips utter your name in your comments? I'm doing my show, Michael. My goodness, hang on. Michael, I'm live right now. I'm doing a special Sunday broadcast, and you are live on the Next News Network.
Oh, I just been watching your rap video that you put of Trump as king. Oh my God. I just had to call you.
Oh, is that funny, dude? That good?
It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
People are going to think around the world that you're an actual rapper, but you do dress that way.
I do dress that way, yeah, but yeah, I'm not. Actually, I have been known to free flow now and again. So it's actually not a stretch from reality, but I mean, rapping on the, the South Lawn in front of the White House would probably get the Secret Service activated pretty quick.
Oh, that was entertaining. Thank you for sharing that for the world.
Yeah.
I think it's time to, step back and just laugh a little bit. Because the leftists just taking it too far.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
So are you speaking about President Trump's next mission to Malaysia?
I haven't done anything on that yet, but maybe you want to give everyone kind of a quickie on this.
Yeah.
I got to get to my next segment, so I'll give you 30 seconds.
Right. So President Trump is leaving Washington D.C. On this Thursday to head to Malaysia on a 3-day trip with the ASEAN Summit, and it's basically all the Asian countries outside of China that's on the border. And he made some demands, whether they White House verifies it or not, but there's sources out there around the world that are saying that Trump demanded that China will not show up, and if China does not participate in the ASEAN Summit, then he will show up and he will broker the peace deal between Cambodia and Thailand, which we've been the only active, mainly active, doing our journalism and storytelling about exactly what's happening. How Thailand is turning away from the United States and turning towards China, and Cambodia is taking a shift towards the United States.
Yeah.
But also there's a lot of spotlight under Cambodia with the scam centers that's been recently busted by Kash Patel. But most of these scam centers are not operated by Cambodia. They're actually operated by China, Singaporeans, Thai people, and also South Koreans. And so Cambodia is working alongside, the Trump administration. They deported over 15,000 Chinese nationalists. They actually just deported over 2,000 South Koreans and over a couple thousand of Singaporeans that's been, working with China on these scam centers, and they're cooperating. They're working alongside, but it's just amazing. Can you imagine that if Trump administration in just a matter of a week, deports over 20,000, criminals in 1 week. I mean, can you imagine what the left would do? They would go crazy. They would lose their mind.
I don't mean to cut you off.
People,
I do have a hard deadline
Sure.
right now. My producer needs to get out the door at a certain time, so I gotta run. But thanks for calling in, Mike.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye. Sorry about that, Brian. I know you've got to go. We just got to knock out this segment, and then we can call it. Okay. Oh, Tammy Jones, what's up? $20. What do you know? And then I think that puts us over our goal. We're there? Yeah, $109. Woohoo! Thank you. You guys made it. You guys are awesome. I knew you guys would come through. Thank you so much. Peace through strength isn't just a slogan anymore. It is reshaping the entire world order. Trump's doctrine just delivered 3 stunning victories that prove America is back. First, Hamas violating the Gaza ceasefire with RPG attacks and got obliterated within hours. Israeli strikes took out their commanders while protesters went silent. Second, Trump revealed how destroying Iran's nuclear program made this peace possible. And third, he exposed a drug-carrying submarine operation showing terrorists and cartels they can't hide anywhere. From the Middle East to the high seas, enemies are learning that testing Trump means instant consequences. Even Bill Maher admitting the protesters vanished once their heroes started shooting everybody. What Trump said about boots on the ground changes everything, so watch closely. And while Hamas tests American resolve and gets crushed, I'm testing breakthrough technology that actually delivers. C60 Evo isn't just another supplement. It's a Nobel Prize-winning molecule that made lab rats live 90% longer. My results: brain fog eliminated, joint pain that plagued me for years gone, my wife's transformation even more dramatic. She looks and feels 10 years younger. This molecule is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C, working at the cellular level where aging happens. Chris Beres has perfected this in his Houston lab since 1991. Visit c60evo.com/NNN. Use code NNN to get real strength because it starts with your health. It's linked below. So a U.S. drone strike hitting a vessel in the Caribbean. The declassified video has now surfaced. President Trump sharing images of the drone strike in the southern Caribbean off the Venezuelan coast, targeting a cartel drug semi-submersible vessel, not a full submarine, as some officials have claimed. Look at this thing. Semi-submersible. So it's right there on the surface. The drone got it in its crosshairs. And where's the hit? It's coming. Boom! Oh, damn. Can you imagine being in that thing? No idea what that you're just 1 minute just sailing along with all your drugs safely stashed aboard. And then boom. Game over. This is sending a message to Venezuelan drug cartels, Tren de Aragua. The party is over. I wonder how much drugs were in that thing. Here is the location, the strike in the Caribbean, right off of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Here are some other locations of strikes President Trump has executed. Okay, so that's amazing. That just officially released. This is the post that was made on Truth Social by the president. It was my great honor to destroy a very large drug-carrying submarine that was navigating towards the U.S. on well-known narco-trafficking transit routes. U.S. intelligence confirmed the vessel was loaded up with mostly fentanyl and other illegal narcotics. There were 4 known narco-terrorists on board the vessel. 2 of the terrorists were killed. At least 25,000 Americans would die if I allowed the submarine to come ashore. 2 surviving terrorists are being returned to their countries of origin, Ecuador and Colombia, for detention and prosecution. No U.S. forces were harmed in the strike. Under my watch, the United States of America will not tolerate narco-terrorist trafficking illegal drugs by land or by sea. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I love when he signs off like that. Oh, man, President Trump was just asked about the potential survivors on his strike. Let's listen.
Survivors from your latest on Venezuela, there are survivors from your latest boat strike. What happens to those survivors?
Well, I'll ask Marco to discuss that possibly.
Yeah, it's well known there's an ongoing narco-terrorist operation the United States has been conducting. As far as details of any recent strikes, we're not prepared here to announce all those details, but you'll get that information here very shortly.
And how are there survivors when these are meant to be lethal attacks?
Yeah, again, I mean, we're undertaking these operations against narco-terrorists. That's what these are. These are terrorists. Let's be clear. And but as far as the details of any recent operations, when we are prepared to announce those, we will, as the president has consistently done. So you may get something on that later today.
Let me ask you, that was in a submarine, right? We attacked a submarine, and that was a drug-carrying submarine built specifically for the transportation of massive amounts of drugs, just so you understand. This was not an innocent group of people. I don't know too many people that have submarines. And that was an attack on a drug-carrying, loaded-up submarine. Yeah.
On Putin, is it your belief, as Mr. Zelensky said yesterday?
President Trump not messing around. Oh, this is another angle? Secretary of War, this is another angle. Oh my God. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has released footage showing the U.S. Navy striking a drug smuggling vessel linked to El Ejército de Liberación Nacional, a designated terrorist organization in the Caribbean Sea. This is 42 minutes ago. Dude! Another one. Oh my God. Look at that, dude. And it's all night vision. It looks like it got so bright from the night. Yeah, look at that. You can actually see it got so bright on the drone's night vision cameras that it forced the infrared sensors to shift, or maybe they just shifted it. I don't know. But that's generally how those things operate. Dude. That is insane. Wow. President Trump declaring war. But we have this sad news. In the last 48 hours, Hamas has executed nearly 50 Palestinians in Gaza. Mehdi Hassan, not a word. Anna Kasparian, not a word. Chunk Uyghur, not a word. The media, not a word. The UN, not a word. Hamas executing Palestinians. Hamas attacking Israeli forces in the southern Gaza Strip on Sunday, Israel responding with airstrikes. President Trump, of course, reacting. But President Trump is a man of peace. Here is what he was talking about on the Gaza peace deal.
A mastermind who started probably with Soleimani. He was a mastermind who did a lot of bad things. He's the father of the roadside bomb that would blow up, and most of the people are great patriots, are great soldiers that you see without arms, legs, and lots of problems. He was the one. That was his way of saying we don't like you too much, and affected a lot of people. That started one. But I think very big was recently with the taking out of the nuclear weapon from Iran, when we blew those beautiful B-2 bombers, when they went into Iran airspace and they came out unscathed. I mean, the whole thing was the most beautiful military operation. They flew for 37 hours. We had everything. And they went into that and they bombed the hell out of it. And when we destroyed their nuclear capability, they no longer became the bully of the Middle East. And we hit them a lot of other ways, along with it, Israel. And they no longer became the bully. And if they were, we wouldn't have been able to make the deal we just made, which is basically peace in the Middle East, beyond Gaza, peace in the Middle East. And all of those great Arab nations, I mean, you look at Saudi Arabia, then Qatar, and UAE, those three, and then you have the ones that, as you know, joined the Abraham Accords. But they were able to breathe, they were able to do what they had to do, and they've been fantastic. But if we didn't take out the nuclear, there's no way that we would have been able to do this. It started
Peace through strength, man. The guy knows how to leverage his power. There's no question about that. He was asked about Hamas disarming by Maria Bartiromo. Exclusive interview with her.
A hard line. Is there a timeline to get Hamas to disarm, in your mind? Not a timeline, not a hard line, but we're going to see how it all works out. They've lived there for a long time. They're very violent. As you understand, you've been covering it for a long time. But we're going to find out. Don't forget, 50,000 of them have been killed, okay? Mm-hmm. So they killed 1,200 people in the October 7th attack. It was an attack. They killed 1,200, but Israel can say that we killed 50,000. And so you'd say it's a whole new set of people. And it is. I mean, they get replaced by other people, young people. But we're going to find out. So it's not a hard timeline, but it's a line in my own mind. And at a certain point, if they don't do what they're supposed to do, then we'll have to do it for them. Is there a timeline to get...
A timeline? Well, we're going to find out, right? Violent people. President Trump says, Hamas, violent people, very violent part of the world. If we have to, we'll disarm them. We won't have boots on the ground, though. Hamas, though, violating the ceasefire agreement just 10 hours ago.
An RPG military official telling Fox News that Hamas violated the ceasefire agreement, launching an RPG and a sniper attack against Israeli forces inside Gaza. In response, the Israeli military bombed targets in the southern and northern parts of the enclave. This military official telling Fox this is a bold violation of the ceasefire. Remember, the Israelis are still in control of 53% of Gaza. They have remained on high alert over concerns that Hamas might violate the agreement. And they built out a series of preparations for this very possibility. Already today, there are calls from Israeli ministers on the far right, including Itamar Ben-Gvir and Bezalel Smotrich, to resume the war against Hamas. But we do understand Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to hold security consultations today about this Hamas ceasefire violation to determine the next steps. All of this...
Oh, yeah, President Trump not too pleased, I'm sure. Bill Maher, he says, he asks, where are the keffiyeh wearing college kids where they went now that Hamas is shooting everybody? Where are the protesters? Have you noticed that now that Hamas has taken over, they're what? Mark Cuban says, shooting everybody. Maher goes, shooting everybody? Where were the protesters? Suddenly they're gone. They're quiet. Cuban says, can't be found. Yeah, can't be found anywhere. This is okay? Question? It's just amazing, the asymmetry of what's going on. I think we have one more here from the press secretary.
Flying, I want your audience to know how hard President Trump is working in the pursuit of peace, not just here in our own country, on the homeland, in the domestic front, but around the world. The president started the week flying to Israel and Egypt, came back within 36 hours to honor Charlie Kirk at the Medal of Freedom ceremony in the White House. And then the next day, he spends 3 hours on the phone with President Putin trying to bring this war to an end. The following day, today, we had President Zelensky at the White House, and the president had a 3-hour-long meeting with him in the cabinet room. And in both of these conversations with both Putin and Zelensky, they were cordial, but very frank. And the president of the United States has said to both sides of this war, this has been going on for far too long. Far too many innocent people have been killed. And the United States of America is growing very weary and tired of this war. Enough is enough. Both sides need to recognize the reality on the ground right now and come to a peace agreement, because President Trump's patience and the patience of the American people is growing very thin with this war. And so he was very frank and direct. But President Trump will never give up. And you saw that come to a resolution with the peace deal in Israel and in Gaza with the beautiful release of the hostages. That was another promise made and promise kept by President Trump. And it cannot be overstated how hard the president and his incredible national security team, Special Envoy Witkoff, Vice President Vance, Secretary of State Rubio, Secretary Hegseth, our Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, there's so many behind the scenes as well who have worked so hard, but especially the president who literally does not sleep and works around the clock in the pursuit of peace. And he will continue to do that with respect to Russia and Ukraine, just like he has with Israel and Gaza. And he truly believes that there can be a real chance for an everlasting peace in the Middle East. And you saw Arab leaders and European leaders from around the world gathering in Egypt with the president and thanking him for this historic accomplishment. It's a new dawn in the Middle East, and we hope that can be true as well with Russia and Ukraine, and the president is working very hard on that.
It is a new dawn. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is American dominance restored. From Gaza to the Gulf, Trump's message rings clear. Test us and face immediate destruction. Hamas thought they could play games with ceasefires. Their commanders are now eliminated. Drug cartels thought submarines could hide their poison. Trump's military found them and destroyed them. Iran's nuclear program already taken out, clearing the path for real Middle East peace. Trump's promise of no boots on the ground while still projecting overwhelming force is genius. We're not nation building anymore. We're nation defending. And the keffiyeh wearing campus crowds mysteriously vanishing once their terrorist idols start getting vaporized. Even Bill Maher can't deny the reality. It's not random violence. It's calculated peace through superior firepower. Every terrorist, cartel boss, and rogue regime now knows the era of American weakness is over. The Trump doctrine is simple. We want peace, but we are ready for war. The question is this. The question is this hardline peace through strength approach the only way to secure lasting peace? Let us know in the comments and show your strength with our American Badass gear from our merch shop. It is linked down below. So America, we've witnessed history in real time. 5 massive stories that prove the tide has turned and the establishment knows it. The No Kings protest, total disaster. They screamed about fascism while acting like brown shirts themselves. Federal agents had to deploy tear gas in Portland. Protesters miming killed ICE agents in Seattle. Bill Nye getting humiliated on camera, and the crowds were so confused they needed instruction sheets to know why they were there. Meanwhile, Trump posts king memes and breaks their brains, genius level trolling, and expose the real tyrants, who the real tyrants are. Day 19 of the Schumer Shutdown showed us what leadership versus lunacy looks like. While Democrats hold military pay hostage for illegal alien welfare, Trump and Vance stormed the beaches with our Marines guaranteeing their paychecks. Bernie voted 10 times to keep government closed, then whined about it. Airports falling apart, but our warriors get paid. That's the difference. Then Megyn Kelly going nuclear. AOC's vicious smears against Trump finally push her too far. If she runs, I'll run too. Sure, it's probably not serious, but the fact that she even said it shows how done America is with the socialist squad. The congressional Kardashian just got put on notice. The Trump counter-revolution is real. Democrats are eating each other alive. Fetterman admits we're not fascists. Stephen A. Smith torching his own party. Young men fleeing in droves because AOC lectures them about toxic masculinity. This isn't political realignment. It's the collapse of an ideology. And overseas, Hamas tested Trump's resolve and got deleted. RPG attacks on Israeli forces, their commanders dead within hours. 6 terrorists eliminated. No boots on the ground, just precision and consequences. Even Bill Maher asks where the protesters went. Peace through strength works. So to everybody who sent in super chats and rumble rants, you guys are the backbone of independent media. Thank you for helping us hit our goal tonight and standing with us when the establishment wants us silent. Your support keeps the truth flowing when others bow to censorship. Keep telling your friends about the Raw feed. Share the show. Text it. Post it. Shout it from the rooftops. We're building an army of true tellers that no algorithm can stop. Hit up shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Wear your patriotism proudly. Our designs are selling fast. And, of course, make sure you get it because when you wear it, you say something without saying a word. And we will be back on Tuesday with more explosive truth the mainstream media won't touch. New revelations, new battles, new victories in the war for America's soul. This is Gary Franchi reminding you that in this republic, we have no kings except the ones we post as memes to trigger the left. We'll see you next time on the Raw Feed. This is Gary Franchi. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.